Welcome to the next project. 1960 Chrysler 300F Black Coupe. This one is from California. It's been against the wall in the corner over there for, I don't know, 15, 20 years. So now we're going to go find out what she'll take to get running and what she needs. I have found out that the radiator is empty. This is a real solid car. It has an original interior. Door panels don't look horrible. And if I recall right, I did buy an interior for this. I'm not sure where I have it. And I remember I pulled the steering wheel off of this some time ago. I think that was so that I could send it out for redo. Anyway, this will be a discovery to learn all what it needs. I recall it had a body issue. Yeah. Right down in here. Such maybe that the quarter window drain's plugged. But yeah, normal rust areas. Very good. Let's get into it. That appears to be the original style fan clutch for 60. Yeah, there's not much fluid in it, but it'll work for a little while. How about that? I see driver's side heat riser counterweight down there. I wonder if it's frozen. Spring loaded and it's actually working. The passenger side heat riser is intact and is frozen. Passenger carb, the choke is free and working. The primaries are working. The secondaries are frozen. No movement here. I do see velocity valves in there. It appears this heater hose is original. You see the ribs in it. And it's as stiff as a rock. Driver's side carb, the choke works, it's free, the spring's working fine, the primaries are free, and just like the passenger side, the secondaries are stuck. both air filter housings will need new elements. Oh, the horror. The master cylinder is bone dry. When I hook up the battery, I get a spark. So I disconnected the lead to the starter, and I still got the spark. Then I disconnected that bunch there, and I don't get the spark. And I hook the starter back up, and I don't get the spark. So I'm thinking maybe I have a regulator that is stuck. So I'm going to disconnect this red wire first and see what I get. Taking the wires off the generator one at a time did not reduce sparking. So I am going to disconnect the generator. You see the red wire? And then we'll try it again. Okay, I got all the wires disconnected from the regulator. And I have all the wires disconnected from the generator. I'm still getting the spark. So according to the wiring diagram, the red wire runs to the power window seat circuit breaker panel, and this wire runs up to the horn relay down yonder. So I disconnected the horn relay entirely. I'm still getting spark. That tells me I'm going to have to go to the circuit breaker panel, which is by the kick panel inside the front of the car. It's the next day. I've come back with better lighting. If you don't have one of those, you should get one. eBay, Eastwood, spring-loaded. You can use them in the hood, or you can use them in the passenger compartment. They provide lots of good light. So here you go. Here's the battery. I don't know why somebody put a red cable for the negative, but so battery hooked up, and I'm not getting any spark. That's a good thing. Here was the problem. That cigar lighter was mashed all the way down, and so when I tried to connect the battery, it was connecting the cigarette lighter, which has enough draw to give me a somewhat alarming spark. I'll tell you about these cigarette lighters. Take them out. If you've got an FG or an H, take it out, put it in a baggie, and put it in the console. One of the things about this console cover, when it gets opened, it will contact the top of the cigar lighter, and it will leave a impression right in here from the top of this. See what I mean? This will contact this. So, take the doggone thing out, put it in the baggie, and store it in the console. Problem solved. By the way, we were just talking about dust covers. So, that's the dust cover I just took off of this car. Now granted, it's been here for 15 or some years, but well, here's the first time you're going to look at the back end of this. Pretty solid. So I took off the passenger front tire, flat, and I put on what I think is a 65. The rim doesn't fit. The bolt holes line up, but I think the profile of the rim interferes with the drum. It's good enough. It holds air, gets it up off the ground, but that is the wrong rim. Note to self. I also believe the brake is locked up on this side. We'll come back to it in a minute. Continuing with the review of the car. Seven-button radio, regular day-night mirror. Let me see up here. Ooh. Looks like there's 4 ashtray keepers, so I imagine this ashtray, yep, this ashtray is loose in the console. This is a manual seat car. Currently showing 86,661. The panel essence do not light. This looks like that is the early brake release style. One step at a time, eh? And here's the trunk with good lighting. Real good trunk lip. I have a set of drain plugs. Well, it looks like they're jack handle, bumper piece, a useless spare tire. Look at all the tread. Good solid trunk floor. And good solid trunk lip. So I went and found a 7-pound rad cap, put it on. Went and found a better ground. It's way too long, but it'll work for now. Put a battery disconnect on. We were asking what the F used for the trunk. Did it have a rubber mat or a carpet? Alan Moon remembered that it had a gray carpet. And it never occurred to me to look in the trunk of this car. There is the original gray carpet. Dummy of the Month Club goes to me. Really nothing too awful special. It's it was not glued in. It's not particularly heavy carpet. Just carpet. There you have your answer.